that like your favorite artist probably did some
That's a good
strange things? Did some strange?
Maybe.
Not everyone. It really depends on how you start. So like the ones with the 360 deal, I ain't trying to put one out there, but like artists that have like.
Can you explain what a 360? I figured what all that. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Bills and Mo for explaining all this stuff to me. But can you explain for people that aren't familiar with the music industry
Well,
what a 360 deal
So
is?
for more so, the label will control everything for you. They'll control your finances, your marketing, etc. But they'll give you the massive platform. Typically only offered to people if they're not really popping like that. They don't have numbers, no guidance, no vision, no team. What you really want to do as an artist to get yourself something more realistic, like a 60-40, where you would get 60% and the label get 40%. That would be a pretty good, decent deal. 70-30 is when you really start the cooking, and 80-20 up and above. But majority of the artists that are on 360s, those are the ones that would most likely be compromised.
Because they need
Because they're completely controlled and they were desperate for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And the 360 deal is so shitty that you damn near got to blackmail a nigga to sign that shit. I'm not lying to you, bro. Like, it's that bad. Like, your life really, it ain't that good when you sign one. It's bad. You could have $8 million come through in 9 months, and you only see $640,000 if they so choose. A lot of people don't know how sneaky these labels are. They'll force you to move out to LA, and they'll tell you that you need a specific house to stay in while you're signed to this label. They don't tell you that they already own the mansion that they will move you in and force that to be a part of your budget.
Facts.
So they'll say, we'll put you in a house, put you in a car so you can look good. And that shit is literally off of your budget when you could have saved that ass of money if you went in that 360. A typical human being, a typical man is going to speak out. He's going to speak out, use his platform, but not when you got the blackmail. You're going to stay in that mansion. You're going to produce that work. And you're going to take those drugs to try to forget about it. That's the sad reality.
Damn. Wow.
Makes
I know
sense.
the chat might want to know this. Like, can you give us examples of some artists that might be on 360s? Not alleging that they're
So-
doing anything, but
One that was vocally, and not saying nothing happened with them, but Lil Yachty was in a 360 deal that was publicly said
Publicly
through
announced,
Joe
yep.
Biden. Not Joe Biden. I always get them with Joe Budden.
yeah.
He stated that Yachty was in a 360 deal of, I would say at least 60% of hip hop would be in a 360.
Is
Okay.
that where they give you like an advance?
You get advance with all of them. Everyone gets paid in advance, but they get the advance back, so it doesn't matter. You always pay your advance back.
Shit,
Kelly
man.
Also?
What were you saying, Mo?
Wasn't that R. Kelly that was the other one?
In another
R. Kelly was on a
360?
360?
He ain't read his contract.
Yeah. Something
Oh,
about like
shit.
every-
It don't matter how big. Some people are extremely massive still in 360 deals.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I mean, R. Kelly's
Well,
Bit tied up.
you saw. Well,
Right now.
he's jailed 30 years, bro.
30 years?
Fed time. 30 years. Yeah. It's covered on Fed Reacts if y'all want to go see it. I covered
he does
the
it
R. Kelly
only
case.
with his-
Actually, matter of fact, the same agency that went after R. Kelly is the ones going after P. Diddy. And the prosecutors that prosecuted R. Kelly are also involved in this one too,
Let's give it a bean though.
with Diddy.
Right now, he's not in jail. Is he ever going to jail? P. Diddy?
Well, Dom, what do you think? You're in the music industry.
I don't-
What do you? Because I wanted.
Yeah.
Then now that we kind of have the foreground here of like how the music industry works with some of this stuff, what do you think about the Diddy case? I want to get your take on this.
The thing with Diddy, man, I don't think he'd actually go in jail.
Okay.
I feel like, okay, the stuff that they saying he's done, he's most likely has done those things.
Okay.
But
So
the
you
only
believe
reason,
it?
I believe only half of what I hear. But I'll say he's probably done a lot of wrong in terms of like just breaking the law, prostitution, etc. like that. But I
Yeah.
just think the whole backlash is because he has information on someone that most likely was requested for him to give the footage, and he said no. I mean, it seems more so like that. When they went through Diddy's house, it's reported the first thing they did was shut off his cameras and pull up all of his data from his camera system.
Yeah.
and then after
that's
they
standard
raided-
procedure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but after they raided, they weren't necessarily looking for drugs. They said they were looking for only electronic devices,
Yeah.
all the way down to busting down the safes.
Yeah.
But yet it was supposed to be a drug search, a search related to drugs, but they were looking for electronic devices. And it validated that he was having secret cameras across, his entire mansion and every room of the mansion. It would make sense that he had some information on someone that wanted it removed.
Yeah. From what I looked at, the search warrants were for sex trafficking and for electronic devices. So I don't know if they had written that they were looking for drugs in there too, but from what I was told, from looking through it, it was a sex trafficking warrant, and they're like, hey, we're going to take all electronic devices. And they have informants 100% based on that. I mean, I'm sure Cassie probably came forward, maybe some of his security, etc. Because hasn't the security talked about this shit for a while? Like, oh, yeah. Diddy
Multiple
reports.
interviews, multiple, like, podcasts, yeah.
I mean, and you're in music industry. Have you heard this stuff kind of in the background
just
while
about
you
Diddy.
were?
Just that he throws great parties. I never really hear nothing negative about
You didn't hear
Diddy.
nothing? Okay.
No one never spoke negative about Diddy in the industry. No one ever. He's just universally loved. At least he was.
Okay, interesting. Wow. Do you think that was from fear or a genuine respect?
I think a little bit of admiration and fear.
Okay.
Good, a little bit, because Diddy he get more active than Hove or any of the other ones do. He does get active.
Fact.
So
You know, people have mentioned that like Diddy really will like fuck your shit up if he got Wendy Williams.
he done
fired.
slapped like 8 niggas, man. It's
Huh?
crazy. Diddy done slapped a lot of people.
Facts.
Like he don't even like punch people. That didn't get dead ass open hand folks. Serious. Like he slaps a lot of folks.
Give a-
He
Will
slapped,
Smith.
he slapped Drake, didn't he?
Cole too.
Cold too.
He slapped J. Cole and Drake.
Yeah.
Why did he slap J. Cole?
I think it was a. I don't.
He said you killed Biggie or Tupac, one of them.
I don't know
he
what it
made a
was.
comment about
I think Cole was
Oh.
on some joking shit, and he wasn't taking it like a joke.
and he just bang, just slapped that
Yeah.
nigga. Okay.
Damn.
And then why did he slap Drake?
It was over 0 to 100. So
Oh yeah.
that was supposed to be Diddy's song, and Drake ended up just going ahead and doing his own thing on 0 to 100.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Damn. So did he really? He was like that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if he be touching niggas.
Because Wendy Williams said that she was gonna go public with exposing him for being gay, and he got her fired, bro. He literally said, "I'm gonna sue this fucking station if y'all don't get rid of her," and they got rid of her, man. They folded, and then the people don't know. Like the multiple witnesses came forward and said they saw Diddy shoot at that nightclub back in the '90s, but Shine ended up taking a rap for it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? His artist Shine, who is a politician by the way now,
Facts.
in his
Belize.
homeland, in Belize, yeah,
Yep.
in Belize. He's like a governor or some shit over there. But yeah, man, I mean, multiple witnesses came and said they saw Diddy with the gun shooting at the fucking dudes, and with Shine. But I think both of them were. J-Lo was there too,
Yeah.
and the witness had amnesia when they called her in. I think they say that Diddy paid her off, but yeah. But sorry, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I was saying I'm just listening. Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard about the story, but I don't know much. I can't validate anything outside of what everyone already said. on that.
Gotcha. Interesting shit, man.
Wow.
That this is because you always hear this stuff, these rituals.
In
and shit.
passing, but you never really like hear
It's
that.
coming out more now than ever. I mean, I even posted it. The last video I posted last night was about this, about the rapper speaking out against it, like the A&R from No Limit, or you got Ali Vegas and I've forgotten the other rapper from New York. I forgot his name exactly. It might have been Truth or something.
Let me ask you this: is this why? Because it's kind of connecting in my head now.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that there's been an explosion of artists going independent. Right. I remember in the early 2000s, it was kind of like a slow movement. I remember like artists like Cameron started going independent, and then like I just remember just like boom, like because it was like if you weren't on a major back then, you were considered a loser. And then artists would go independent, but they were like, "Oh yeah, independent. That's the graveyard." They were like Koch Records, I think it was independent. Oh, that's that you on the graveyard over there, blah blah. But now it's just been like the thing. It's like everyone is like real being prideful on being independent. Is the explosion of artists being independent is to avoid this what we're talking about here? This
that's
ritualistic
propaganda. The whole independent thing. There's a lot of artists that claim independent that aren't even independent.
Okay.
They still have the management teams, or they have the label that work on behind the scenes just to give them that image. It's a keyword that they can be able to use.
Okay.
It's a keyword that places like XXL Magazine can put out there. They know people are searching for. If you look on Google and type in the word independent, it might even show now like top independent artists. So it's a common keyword that people are looking for. They're playing on people's perception of what they're already looking for.
Wow.
Oh shit! So what's a real independent artist now?
Was Young Dolph?
It's impossible to tell unless you're on his team. It's like that.
Oh, okay.
There's no way someone could tell unless you're on a team. There's no way, because Chance the Rapper, necessarily allegedly was never independent. So there's no way you could really tell. People are claiming independence is not real independence when you got management, them getting 20% off, and that management was bestowed upon you from a label. Labels will actually have like umbrella management companies that manage these artists to claim independence, but it's still the label in charge.
Damn. So let me ask you this: would someone like, I hate to use this example, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind. Someone like, and I'm getting like a clinic right now in the music industry. With someone like a Baby, right, from Cash Money Records, would he be considered independent because he owns that label, or is it no
Hell
because it's
no.
held by? Okay,
No,
can you
he
explain
couldn't
that?
be because, well, no, it can't, because they get too many cuts. Because when Baby first signed, what is it? Any cut to like 2 or 3? I don't know myself. I don't know too much
Well,
about
Pusha
his
T
contract. for his
famously
work.
said,
I think it's 2 or 3 though. It's cuts just from Baby.
I think it was an Exodus. Pusha T famously said, "You signed." He was talking about Wayne. You signed one nigga that signed another nigga that signed 3 niggas, and how your deal all fucked up, etc. Okay, so is that what he means when he's saying like?
Yeah, because the thing is, you could actually just work on distribution. The main thing is focusing on a marketing budget and distribution. Those are the two main things that a label does to generate revenue. If you can get distribution line pack and you can get it out to the people, and yet get the people to wait on it, expect for it, or at least to get the people to see it when it comes out, that's all you need. And do that one thing 1,000 times. Next thing you know, you own within a year. Typically, if you want to be independent, you could work with someone like Universal, but I would work only with distribution and marketing, but not to sign as one of their artists on their website. It would be more so in a partnership.
Damn. So independent in the music industry. Well, listen, I guess we could say hip hop because I think hip hop's like the only genre of music where like you're independent. I've never heard of an independent country artist or fucking.
Yeah.
You know, right?
That's a good.
That's true.
If y'all ever
crazy.
thought about that shit, I just thought about that. Like,
That's crazy.
You know, like it's only a hip hop thing. So
Oh, actually, Bad Bunny, he's independent.
What?
reggaeton, I mean,
Bad Bunny is not
someone in the
independent,
music.
That's what he said in the podcast, no?
How they did it? I thought they gave him
Bro.
a massive check. Didn't
That boy
Universal
is
give him a
not
check?
Is he independent?
Being
Hell
strapped to the
no.
moon
I thought
like
Universal
that.
gave him a bigger check than Drake.
Hold on, let me
Facts.
look that shit up.
Yeah, there's no way that
There's
someone
no
that
way,
big.
bro. He's
There's
too big.
No way.
Let me check. Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, yeah, like it's a hip hop thing. So like, so independent, I guess, is like a buzz term that a lot of rappers use.
Yeah.
But the reality is like someone at a major is getting a cut
definitely.
from them, and if a major is getting a cut off of your product, you're not really independent like that.
Especially when you have a team, you sitting in an office with 12 different individuals, and they tell you that they're going to label you as an independent artist because the people will think it's trendy. Well, it's trendy artist. I mean, a trendy topic. They create these marketing strategies. They'll create your whole persona. If your music ain't selling, they will tell you to do a full rebrand. Independence was just a thing. I mean, it still is. It's a branding topic. Labels are so sneaky, man. It's something that I cannot see. So like Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Sexy Red Teens pays for promotion for just her birthday. So when Sexy Red birthday, they pay these big blogs and all of these big news companies just to post that Sexy Red birthday came. The way you can tell, every single one of those posts, I have the same two emojis. It have the kissy face and the like happy birthday emoji, like the little confetti. Because the label is so goddamn lazy, they just moving the words around, copying and paste it, shooting the money. So make sure you post this by 2 p.m., etc. Majority of everything we see is manufactured. None of it is really real. Everything is created inside of an office that it's a marketing budget, whatever is within the budget. And if the team is brilliant enough, they can convince you that it's real enough for you to push it out and tell other people it is. Ice Spice blew up from an Instagram reel. Like, her entire career started from an Instagram reel. And it was an Instagram reel of women that weren't even listening to her music. Her team added these two audios of girls that was singing Ice Spice thing. I mean, the Ice Spice song, Thought I Was Feeling You, with the audio of a car driving off. They mixed it together, and somehow that shit became like one of the biggest songs in, what was it, like 2023, or at least at the start of it?
Yeah.
It was just mixing audios of the real. She was the first artist, from what I'm seeing, to really master the real marketing strategy. And it felt so organic. Look how big Ice is.
Yeah.
She came in a completely different new way and a new strategy. Even academics even gave praise to her marketing team. He says she has the best marketing team in hip-hop.
So these labels are becoming way more innovative where
Yes.
they're infiltrating social media to get this more organic type, the
Yes.
TikTok, all this other stuff. But basically what you're saying is, hey, don't be fooled. That is a
It's still
marketing
them.
team behind that shit. That's not them getting lucky.
It's just things evolve. It's the thing is, if propaganda, if it works so well in the past, as soon these people, they have massive teams for a reason, because there's multiple people in that office that are supposed to be able to know when something is no longer working and it's time to pivot and change. They've seen this 8-7 years ago. What you're seeing now is the perfected version of these people playing out these marketing strategies after time and time again. After they're laying out strategies that's not working, they've perfected it. They've mastered it. They understand what the youth want. They understand that natural is the new professional. You won't see them really having artists go hop up on breakfast clubs like used to. They don't put them on Casanat
Yeah.
because it's where it's where it changed to.
Yeah.
They're always shifting. They are always changing. They're changing with the
The
time.
culture has changed.
I'm glad
from,
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
They
Radio.
brought this fucking random singer I've never fucking heard before in my life, right? Everyone's like, yo, react to this girl rejecting Kai. And I was like, what? I was like fucking Overwatch streaming.
Yeah.
And what's her name, Bill?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Oh.
Okay. I'm glad that y'all, okay. So I look at it and I'm like, who the fuck is this bimbo? She kind of hot, but who is this bimbo? And she like, he's like, yo, can we go on a date? And she goes like, nah, And she rejects him. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, bro, this girl's a fucking nobody. Like, bro, I hope this nigga got it back from this shit. Like, cause she just made him look wild. But you're right. Like, they're going on with Aiden, right?
Yeah,
These rappers are going and sitting in a room with these dudes, right? Over going on the Breakfast Club or going, because it used to be you do the tour. You go on Breakfast Club, you go on
411.
fucking
Hot 90
Hot 97, you do
97.
something with Funk Master Flex.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even go with Ebro. But like, this is why rappers like Tekashi 6ix9ine can stand up to people and say, fuck you, Ebro, you old ass nigga.
Yep.
And he's kind of right. Like he's kind of right. Like, you guys don't run the music industry no more like that. You know, like, y'all really don't.
Yeah, it's just the things that they start to change. People have adapted with the times. And the thing about a label, they're somewhat like government. As soon as something new and fresh and the people are on it and they're not interested in what was before, they're going to do whatever they can to spend whatever resource they can to get in on it. To get in on it, and not just get in on it, but to change the culture and the masses once they do. Because as soon as they infiltrate something, you'll start to notice it makes a dramatic shift. A dramatic shift. They've even infiltrated, like, one thing I've noticed, like, and I think your show, this Fresh and Fit podcast, is attributed to this. I think hip-hop reacts to things like this type of content, and I say that to say this. Female rap is not a new target. If you ask anyone in hip-hop, majority of the large budgets from labels is going to women. Never been that way. Never been that way. That we've seen such large budgets go to women, and they started decreasing it from the men because so many men are fighting back against just, I guess I could say, wholeness as a whole. So they're pushing it down people's throat. They're putting money behind it now. They say, well, let's stop focusing on the men because the men are wising up a little bit too much. These niggas ain't going in the streets. They putting their flags in their pocket. They done banging. They done robbing. They done stealing. They done simping. Let's focus on the women because it's the women that make them gangsters in the first place. We're noticing less gang banging now than ever because women are saying, nigga, you a bum if you banging. Not when I was growing up. You supposed to have your flag to get pussy. Not no more.
Yeah.
They'll deny it for some niggas if you banging. They understand the power of women in culture. I can't stand Spike Lee sometimes, but that nigga was a genius when he made that Chirac. The movie Chirac is about women that stopped having sex with the men and how the men stayed out the streets because they could no longer get none. And it's based off a real war. I can't reference the war itself, but I don't want to get here in line, but there's an actual war, if you look it up, that this happened with both sides. Both sides of the wives, they stopped sleeping with the husbands, and it ended the war within about, 6 or something days. There's real histories behind this.
Speaking of
that
war,
women control it. Women control the whole matrix, and they see that. When women were allowed to vote, Democrats started winning. They would have never won if women didn't have the right to vote. And they understand that. Like, the labels understand that. That's the next target. It's the women. They say, well, we're losing a grip on the men. Men are being men again.
Yeah.
So what we can do is at least we can make these women devious enough